don't need this change. Who needs change like this? I could have done this to myself. I don't need to be this frustrated. And then you're like, okay, I don't need it. Now I don't want it. The resistance to change is just like overwhelming. No, stop, don't. Can I get my old computer back? Can I uninstall 2007 and put 2003 right back on there? And then you start going, okay. If it's not going go away, I got to figure out how to do this thing. And you start to muddle through it. You're mad about it though. You're frustrated. You're like, I can't believe I have to do this. I can't believe I have to use this. Why can't they make it so simple? Why does the change have to be so difficult? And then eventually, you come around after you start using it, and using it, and using it, you go, oh, it's not so bad. It's all right. Oh, it's got this little cool feature. My other one didn't do that. See, some of us are stuck in a typewriter mentality. Let me go back and get my typewriter and type a document. Could you imagine having to type up stuff on a typewriter now? I'm not talking about one document, I'm talking about stuff, all that stuff. But you remember how that change took place? I know you don't. But what happened was, it was like this. You probably never seen, you know what a typewriter is? Type.
Yeah.
Type. Oh, I messed up.
White out.
Put it back in there. Oh, now it's all over the roller. They messed it all up. Now you're messed up. And somebody once told you, watch how easy it's going to be. You're going to type it up into this thing right here. Then you can hit this button right there, and it's going to come out over there on a piece of paper. You went, no. Think about that. Cell phones. Hardly anybody doesn't have a cell phone. I'm walking home from school with my daughter the other day, and there's like two little third graders talking on their cell phone. Hey. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Kids talking on cell phones now. But remember what happened? It was, you mean to tell me I don't need a home phone? You mean to tell me that I'm going to be able to take this big old phone, this cord, and stick it with me? Because that's what they had. We had that, what I call my generation, the Zach Morris brick phone.
Yes.
It was this big gray phone that Zach Morris had on Saved by the Bell. And that was like the first one. That one came after the bag phone, though, in the car. Those were real cool people that had them. But we've started to do this, and now we're like, I can't imagine going anywhere without my phone. I am just attached to my Crackberry. I mean, it goes everywhere. I have it with me. As soon as it goes off, I'm right there in it. Dig it in my pocket, I hear it beeping. Because now it's like a way of living. Think about that. 8 tracks. Now I gotta admit, you don't know what 8-track is either. That's okay, because I didn't know that 8 tracks had more than 8 tracks on it. I thought 8-track only had 8 tracks. They said I was educated. 8-track could have up to 12 tracks on it. Went from 8-track, it was like big, thick, like this big, put it in there. And then it went to a cassette. Not bad, because like you could look at the cassette and you could realize like, okay, if the tape was right there, I could flip it over on this side, put it on the other way, and my song was going to be on right there. My jam was right there. And went to a CD. Like, oh, the CD's kind of cool, but I've got a CD player. So I bought a little Sony one, a little Discman, you put the little plug in there and have both of them right, so you can listen to your new CDs. And now it's what? iPods and MP3 players. You're like, you can have this little tool right here that has 30,000 songs on it. Who knows 30,000 songs? But see, that is the advancement of technology that has put us in a position, but that has been some serious change. And that's what happens in your job. And your people. But how many of you like to go back to the rotary dial telephones? And if you mess up one number, man, I gotta start all over.
It's usually the last number.
Oh, that would be so frustrating. But who wants to go back to that? How many people fought it? Let's go back to that 8-track or album.